Hi, I'm Jen Lowe. I'm data telling online. This is my first time. I'm very nervous, and I've brought contraband, so okay. This is a speculative essay about memory and data. The epigraph is from James Baldwin. I am what time, circumstance, history have made of me, certainly, but I am much more than that. So are we all. Memory. I was born in January 1978 in the middle of a blizzard in Dallas, Texas. The blizzard went on for 3 days. Data. A blizzard is characterized by strong winds above 35 miles per hour, cold, and snow. A quick check of the weather data shows there was no blizzard around my birthday. The facts are, before my birthday, it was very windy, and after, it was very cold. So on March 12, 2012, I learned that my favorite secondhand memory about my birthday was never true. The blizzard was never a fact, but a very true feeling. So the way things are now is because of War and Freedom, Claude Shannon, and Bell Labs. As a cryptographer, Shannon wanted a way to describe the choice involved in constructing messages, and he came up with this equation for the entropy of information. So on the way to this equation, he constructed a series of approximations to English that were increasingly good. And starting with 26 letters and a space, he first arranged them randomly, and then went and continued to apply constraints to that, and he ended up getting some words, and then when he started with words and arranged them according to their frequency, he ends up with some phrases, attack on an English writer. And what's important to remember here is that these approximations are based on the Markov property, which is you can think of as a sort of memorylessness. Data. According to the New York City Department of Ed algorithm, Carolyn Abbott is the worst 8th grade math teacher in New York. Memory. Abbott just coached her students to 2nd place in a city math competition, and they won for most improved. When we remove memory from data, we experience a kind of memorylessness. Data without memory approximates truth like Shannon approximates English. And this teacher data is publicly available online, so privacy is pretty much over. But if Abbott and those students could attach their memory to that data, could somehow talk back to that data, a more complicated human story could emerge. So when I get tired of thinking and I want to feel what I mean about memory and data, I look at portraits. Portraits lead to the invention of memory. They invite storytelling. And a great story that was told this year was Bear 71. This is the memory of one bear. But storytelling with data, I think, has become a fast cliche. We say story when we mean context or insight. But moving, evocative story, I speculate that that story can't be found in data alone. The story is human and requires memory. A self-portrait of my DNA. And if I wanted to impress you, I'd add zoom and pan, 3D transitions, shaders, maybe multi-touch, or I'd take it off the screen and make it analog. But I wonder if you saw that, if you would know me any better. And if I didn't want to impress you, but I wanted to move you, I'd show you this picture and tell you a story of how I became the little kid playing alone with a snake on a stick. And if I could put the DNA portrait together with my memory, I think you might know me better. During the civil rights movement, Dorothea Lange said, "No country has ever scrutinized itself visually. I know what we could make of it if we could dare look at ourselves." We are living again in times that call for visual scrutiny. If data needs memory, then designing moving visualizations about future events that have no human memory, I think becomes a hard problem and might actually be our $1 million problem or our 7 billion people problem. So my oxytocin receptor gene and I will both tell you that I tend towards pessimism, but I find great hope in unpredictability. The unlikely event of me surviving the not blizzard to one day on a plane on a whim, visualize my DNA, make me think that any crazy thing is possible. So I know that finding better ways to let people talk back to data, to attach their memory to data, is possible. And Carolyn Abbott and doomsday climate scenarios are what encourage me to try. So always, and for the next 3 days, I'm going to be channeling James Baldwin and end with him again. No one can possibly know what is about to happen. It is happening each time, for the first time, for the only time. Thank you.